right, I'd like to call the meeting of the Planning Commission to order at 6:02. Planning Commission Secretary, may we have the roll call, please?
Commissioner Cervantes,
Present.
Commissioner Flores, Commissioner Jimenez,
Present.
Vice Chair Mora,
Present.
Chair Ayala. 3-0, we have a quorum.
I'd like to call upon Mr. Jimenez to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you. Please stand. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, this section is intended to allow the officials the opportunity to reveal any disclosure regarding the site visits or ex parte communications about public hearings. Are there any ex parte communications?
None here?
None here.
And none with me. Okay, public comments. At this time, the general public may address the Planning Commission on both non-agenda and non-public hearing agenda items. Comments relating to public hearing items will be heard during the public hearing. Please be aware that there's a maximum time allotted for members of the public to speak, or that the maximum time allotted to speak shall not exceed 3 minutes per speaker. State law prohibits the Planning Commission from taking action or entertaining extended discussion on a topic not listed on the agenda. Please show courtesy to others and direct all your comments to the chairperson. Panel and Secretary, do we have any members of the public present wishing to speak?
None.
Okay, and at this time, I'd like to hand over the meeting to Chair Ayala.
Good evening, everyone. My apologies. The 6:05 was at a complete stop. Okay, so we are at the consent calendar?
Yes.
Okay. All matters listed under the consent calendar are considered to be routine. Any consent item a planning commissioner wishes to discuss should be designated at this time. All other items may be approved in a single motion. For consent items numbers 1, 2, and 3, is there a motion and a second for the approval of these consent items?
I'll move items 1, 2, and 3.
Thank you.
Second?
Planning Commission Secretary, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Cervantes,
Aye.
Commissioner Flores, Commissioner Jimenez,
Aye.
Vice Chair Mora,
Aye.
Chair Ayala.
Aye.
Passes 4-0.
So ordered. There's a 14-day appeal period for anyone wishing to appeal these matters. Okay, moving on to the public hearing. We are now in the public hearing section of our agenda to consider the proposed zoning code amendment to amend sections within Title 15 of Chapter 155 of the Santa Fe Springs Municipal Code relating to electronic and static billboards and determination that the project is exempt from CEQA, continued from August 12, 2024, Planning Commission meeting. I now call upon Senior Planner Vince Velasco to introduce this item.
Good evening. All right. So to summarize this zoning code amendment, it's essentially to convert static poster billboards to electronic poster billboards. And you can see the images of what is static on the left and what would be proposed as electronic on the right. I went through all the different categories of this ordinance, but to spare you the trouble, I'm going to just go through a couple of the examples, and if you have any questions, I can certainly go back to any of the items. So the ordinance does look at the location of the static billboards that are not primarily viewed from a freeway, located on a commercial or industrial zone property, and not within 100 feet of a residentially zoned property that has a current residential use. Also not attached to a building rooftop, and no structural alterations that are required. For the removal, it does specify that for every existing static poster billboard that is converted to an electronic billboard, a minimum of 1 additional static poster billboard shall be removed, and the applicant, in conjunction with the Director of Community Development, shall agree on the static billboard that is being removed. The next section being the operating agreement, just some key features of that. There's compensation to the city, as well as the utilization of electronic poster billboards by the city to display messages of community interest and information for public safety. The utilization by the city or other appropriate agencies to display Amber Alerts and emergency messages. To establish quality and maintenance standards, and the removal of other existing poster billboards, again at a 1-to-1 ratio. The next section being the standards of design. For example, no more than 2 faces. Faces shall be identical in size. The top, bottom, sides of the faces shall be aligned. A max face size of 12 by 25 feet, or otherwise 300 square feet. They should be painted a complementary color as approved by the Director of Community Development. The mechanical equipment shall be screened, city name or seal to be included, the removal of pre-existing ladders or irrelevant ancillary structures, and to upgrade the utilities only if needed and screen as much as practical. The next section being the operational restrictions, such as no flashing or intermittent lights, a minimum of 4 seconds display time, maximum of 2-minute display time, again displaying Amber Alerts or emergency messages. Malfunctions must be repaired within 48 hours. No technology to interact with the drivers, no sounds, odors, or particulate matters. No integration of directional warning or danger information, such as stop or slow down, automatic brightness dimming, and display name of ownership and identifying numbers. Oop. And the next section being the additional requirements, such as to provide telephone number and an email address of the maintenance service to be contacted if needed. They will provide the city a lease agreement, and they will provide the city with a list of other electronic billboards owned or managed within the city. So for your consideration, this ordinance would offer a versatile and impactful way to communicate messages with the public, to modernize the technology, and allow the flexibility to display multiple messages and narration, including emergency alerts, to reduce the need for paper and vinyl materials used in static billboards, and thus reducing the overall waste. And lastly, to include modern LED technology that's energy efficient and features preset dimming levels to ensure that the displays are visually appealing without causing discomfort. So the recommendations before you are to find that the proposed zoning code amendment is exempt from CEQA, to adopt resolution 271-2024, and to recommend that the City Council approve and adopt this ordinance to effectuate the proposed amendments. Again, I can answer any questions you might have.
Got one for you. At the beginning, you said that for every electronic billboard that's going to be replaced, the company has to remove another static billboard. So these companies that have multiple billboards in the city?
Right, so for every one static billboard they want to convert to electronic, they would have to remove one static billboard.
Okay, so it's at the option of the billboard owner to convert to electronic?
Right.
Okay.
You know approximately how much revenue is it bringing to the city with these?
So the operating agreement would be negotiated with the city's ad hoc committee for billboards. So, you know, we could certainly range, but it would be unfair to tell you a range knowing that it's all negotiated.
We will now conduct the public hearing at 6:13 PM. If there's anyone in the audience wishing to speak on this matter, if so, please approach the podium. Okay, no one there. Seeing that there's no other speakers, the public hearing is now closed at 6:14. This is now the time for deliberation by the commissioners Commissioners, would you like to start the discussion? There's nothing to discuss.
I think it's
No-
a good
no
idea. It's a good
discussion.
idea.
Perfect,
Yeah.
there
No,
you
I
go.
like
That
the
makes it easy, right?
Yeah, I like the fact no more vinyl or paper or high winds blowing paper onto the freeway.
Yeah, it seems like it's the way of the future, right?
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of cities, adopt it, and quite honestly, me myself, I'm a fan of it as well. I do like the fact that there's a time frame of 48 hours if it were to go down. So with that being said, is there a motion to adopt resolution number 271-2024, which incorporates the Planning Commission's findings and actions regarding this matter?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Planning Commission Secretary, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Cervantes,
Aye.
Commissioner Flores, Commissioner Jimenez,
Aye.
Vice Chair Mora,
Aye.
Chair Ayala,
Aye.
passes 4-0.
So ordered. There's a 14-day appeal period for anyone wishing to appeal this matter. All right, moving on to item number 5, conditional use permit case number 438-1-A, request for 10-year extension to allow the ongoing operation and maintenance of unmanned wireless telecommunications facility and related equipment on and at the base of an existing 195 Lattice Tower located at 13650 Bora Drive within the M2 Heavy Manufacturing Zone. Tectonic Engineering Consultants on behalf of Verizon Wireless. I now call upon Associate Planner Claudia Jimenez to introduce this item.
Hi, good evening, Planning Commissioners and staff. Tonight I'll be presenting item number 5. So conditional use permit case number 438. The applicant is Tectonic Engineering Consultants on behalf of Verizon Wireless. The location is at 13650 Bora Drive, and the zoning is M2 Heavy Manufacturing Zone. A little background on this 195-foot high tower. So the subject wireless tower was initially approved and constructed back in 1988 under conditional use permit case number 438, which allowed the construction of an approximate 195-foot high lattice wireless tower and equipment shelter. And since the original approval 36 years ago, it has lapsed. The subject is being reconsidered today. So Tectonic Engineering Consultants on behalf of Verizon is seeking approval to modify the existing site. And there's a list of equipment that they're proposing to remove and also replacing with new equipment as of today. The applicant is also seeking a 10-year extension of the existing CUP to continue the operation and maintenance of the unmanned facility and equipment shelter. Here are some site pictures. The facility sits roughly about 100 feet away from the front yard property line. And the elevations, this is the existing and the proposed. And what they're doing is removing old equipment and replacing it with new equipment. Environmental for CEQA states staff finds that the project to be categorically exempt per section 15301 of class 1 for the existing facilities. And the reason for that is a 195-foot high lattice tower that was constructed back in 1988. There's no addition to the building or leased area, and the use remains unchanged. Public hearings notices went out on August 30th, 2024. It was mailed to all property owners within 500 feet, posted in the Santa Fe Springs City Hall, City Library, and the Town Center kiosk. Also on August 30th, 2024, it was published in the Cerritos Community Newspaper, and to date, staff has not received any comments or inquiries regarding the subject CUP. So for your consideration tonight, the equipment upgrade meets today's wireless standards. Use remains unchanged. No additional lease area, not detrimental to persons or properties in surrounding area, and it meets our criteria for the granting for a CUP. And the recommendations tonight is to find and determine that the project is categorically exempt, approve conditional use permit case number 438-3, subject to the conditions as stated within the attached resolution that was provided to you. Adopt resolution number 272-2024, which incorporates the Planning Commission's findings and actions regarding this matter. And this concludes my presentations. If I have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jimenez. Do any of the commissioners have any questions on this item for the planning staff?
Upgrades are time.
I don't see the applicants here, so, okay, we'll move
No applicants.
on. Do any of the commissioners, no, actually, we move from there. All right, so the public hearing is now open, no one here. We'll go from there. All right, so seeing that there are no other speakers, the public hearing is now closed at 6:19. This is now the time for deliberation by the commissioners. Commissioners, any of you have anything to discuss on this matter?
No.
Is there a motion to adopt resolution number 272-2024, which incorporates the planning commission's findings and actions regarding this matter? Do we have a motion?
I'll move.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Planning Commission Secretary, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Cervantes,
Aye.
Commissioner Flores, Commissioner Jimenez,
Aye.
Vice Chair Mora,
Aye.
Chair Ayala,
Aye.
passes 4-0.
So ordered. There's a 14-day appeal period for anyone wishing to appeal this matter. Okay. Item number 6, alcohol sales conditional use permit, case number 89, to allow the on-sale of beer and wine in conjunction with a restaurant establishment and adopt a notice of exemption under CEQA Section 15301, existing facilities, elevated restaurant, LLC DBA Dave's Hot Chicken. I now call upon Director of Community Development, Pong Gwen, to introduce this item.
Thank you. Good evening, Commissioners. The entitlement before you is an alcohol sales CUP, case number 89. It involves a property located on the northeast corner of Laurel and Florence Avenue. You may note it as the south portion of the Gateway Plaza. The applicant is Elevated Restaurant Group, LLC, doing business as Dave's Hot Chicken. Just a quick background. Dave's Hot Chicken will be occupying the multi-tenant building on the west portion of the site. Building measures approximately 5,400 square feet. Dave's Hot Chicken will occupy approximately 2,300 square feet for a restaurant and drive-through. If you're not familiar with Dave's Hot Chicken, they do have a fairly simple, straightforward menu, just a few items, mainly chicken. But I was told it's actually very tasty. It started as a pop-up in Hollywood in 2017 and has grown today to 214 restaurants throughout the United States. So we'll be getting one of them soon. As part of the restaurant operations, Dave's Hot Chicken is looking to also provide beer and wine in accordance with Section 155.628 of the zoning code. A conditional use permit is required for the establishment of any retail, commercial, wholesale, or manufacturing business engaged in the sale, storage, or manufacturing of any type of alcohol beverage. Therefore, the applicant is before you requesting approval of conditional use permit 89 to allow the sale of beer and wine in conjunction with the modified eating establishment, specifically a Type 41 license from ABC. I won't go through them, but in accordance with Section 155.628B of the city's municipal code, there are 10 listed findings or criteria that the commissioners should consider as you take action tonight. These specific findings are provided in written form within the resolution that is attached to your staff report. As part of the review, staff also made a determination on the CEQA portion, and specifically we deemed that the project is exempt from CEQA Class 1 existing facilities. If the commissioner agrees, staff will file a notice of exemption within 5 days from the approval. Similar to other conditional use permits, a notice of public hearing was sent out to all property owners within 500 feet. also published within the Los Cerritos community newspaper, as well as posted within Santa Fe Springs City Hall, Town Center, kiosk, and the library. It is staff's recommendation tonight that you recommend to the city council approval of alcohol sales conditional use permit, case number 89, subject to the conditions as stated within resolution 273-2024. And also adopt resolution 273-2024, which incorporates the planning commission's findings and actions regarding this matter. That concludes my presentation. I'd be happy to answer any question that you may have.
Any commissioners have any questions for the planning staff?
I got a question. I know you said it's a drive-through?
Correct.
So on the drive-through, are they allowed to purchase alcohol?
Actually, a very good question. This is type 41. So type 41 would only allow for on-site consumption.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
I think previously with COVID, that was kind of expanded. But I don't believe, Kristen, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe that continues today.
Okay, good. All right.
I have a question. Since it's sharing the same parking area as Sonic, is the alcohol and beverage inside only, or are they allowed to take it outside and it gets mixed with the Sonic people?
Right, so it is only with the Dave's Hot Chicken restaurant. We don't have an outdoor seating, I don't believe, section, but even if there is outdoor seating, it would be within the confinement of Dave's Hot Chicken public portion.
That was my concern, because I didn't see if they had outdoor, or if they decide to go to Sonic, then big problem.
Yeah, I'm covering for Jimmy. He's out sick today. He's the one with intimate knowledge of the site, but I don't recall seeing space for outdoor.
Yeah, I've been to a
Seating.
couple of Dave's Hot Chickens, and you know, everything's indoors. I don't think I've ever been to one that has an outdoor patio. So maybe that, yeah.
Or one of those, no alcoholic beverage beyond this point, if they did have an outdoor one.
I do want to share some construction updates before you take action, just for your
I thought you were
own
gonna
benefit.
say I want to share some of the chicken with you
No.
guys, but
Would have been good.
No, unfortunately, I did not get any samples. But just really quickly, I have 2 slides just to give you a quick update on where construction is with regards to Sonic and the Dave's Hot Chicken pad. For Sonic's, as you can see, quite a bit of the building is constructed. They still have some landscaping and hardscape to finish up, but they are targeting the middle of October for completion. And then next, this is the Dave's Hot Chicken pad. Also, walls are up, but a little bit behind. My understanding is that they are also expecting to finish by the end of the year. Final date to be determined.
well, I will say that I'm very excited for this, and I think, thank you guys for, bringing these businesses over to the city. Hopefully, this is the beginning of many more to come. Okay, well, if there's no other questions, I would ask applicants here. Let's see. So seeing that there's no other speakers, the public hearing is now closed at 6:28. I think we've already deliberated as a commission, so is there a motion to adopt resolution number 273-2024, which incorporates the planning commission's findings and actions regarding this matter? Do we have a motion?
I'll move.
Thank you. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you very much. All right, planning commission secretary, roll call vote, please.
Certainly. Commissioner Cervantes,
Aye.
Commissioner Flores, Commissioner Jimenez,
Aye.
Vice Chair Mora,
Aye.
Chair Ayala,
Aye.
passes 4-0.
So ordered. There's a 14-day appeal period for anyone wishing to appeal this matter. Okay. Does staff have any announcements?
I do have two quick announcements. First is in regards to an upcoming town hall meeting scheduled for Thursday at the Gus Velasco Center. It is more or less to discuss the Measure SFS. So if
What time?
it will be 6 p.m. at the Gus Velasco Center
This Thursday?
this Thursday. And secondly, just to provide the commission with a brief update on the SWAT meet efforts and to update the security plan. Spoke to the Director of Police Services today, and he has conducted several site visits and is working hand in hand with the city hired consultant who is the retired police officer for Anaheim. They have anticipate that they will be meeting with the SWAT meet and providing some feedback on how to upgrade and update the security plan. So that should be the first of several meetings. I don't anticipate that we'll be coming to any type of agreement in one sitting. So, but that should take place sometime this coming week. I have nothing else to report.
Do any of the commissioners have any comments or something to report on? Okay. Well, I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Commissioner Cervantes, so welcome. It's going to be a pleasure to have you as part of the committee. I guess with that being said, then we will go ahead and just close out the meeting. This meeting is now adjourned at 6:31. The next meeting of the Planning Commission is set for October 14th, 2024 at 6 p.m.